So here I've got my 2007 L320 Range Rover Sport with the 4.2 litre supercharged V8, the Jag engine, but for a while now it's had the instrument cluster Xmas Tree kind of lights happening. Really only when I turn on the ignition, when I go to actually start the car, I guess to the on position of the ignition. So, and then it pops up with a, the transmission fault. Sometimes the suspension fault, it'll pop up. And then it eventually clears itself. And lately it's probably tried to start, then just stop the start sequence, and then I go to start it again, and then you'll get a parking brake fault. So it's definitely something electrical sending signal back to either the ECU or the TCM. So the suspect was the ignition electrical switch assembly, whatever you want to call it. I'll chuck the details in the comments. But essentially, to get that changed, you just need to take off a couple of panels. This panel here, it's got the Torx, I think it was T25s, and a Phillips, and this top panel just pops off, and then the actual switch is just in the back there. It's directly behind the key mechanism, but on the other side, just down here. It's pretty easy to get off. But essentially, yeah, just to take it out, give yourself a bit of room. So yeah, just move the seat back. And then essentially this just pops down. You can just like pull that down and it comes out. So then you can put that aside. And then you've got a couple of screw holes there. You've got one there, and then one at the back. Then you can just, drop the column down. You can pull it out, push it in to make it easier to get to. But we'll get cracking, get into it. And this section here, the top section basically just pries off. You can just like get your thumb in there and then just pull it up and it just comes off. And then to put it back on, you just got to keep it fairly straight. If you keep the edges straight, the tabs will click back in together nicely. Just make sure that you don't overlap the tabs. And just snap in. Like you don't have to push hard. If it doesn't line up, just once you get your thumb in there, have another crack at it. There you go, done. That back one was giving me trouble. And then just adjust your steering wheel again and lock it in, and it's done. For this unit, you've got I think it's a T25 at the back. I had a T25 here and then a normal Phillips there. So just either get the little multi-tool bit and a screwdriver with a hex tip, and then yeah, so T25 and a Phillips. There could have been a T25 here before, but isn't there now. And then so you just basically pull this over. You can see that, just pull that out, pull down, it just slips down. Then you can just like wiggle it, and then you just got to turn it a bit to get it around this unit. Just like, that's it. Pretty easy, straightforward. Give it a few jiggles. Slides back up. See, push these in. Push it around the key section. That's ready to obviously screw up. Okay, now that we've taken off the top shroud and the bottom shroud, we can get to replacing this there. I guess it's called the ignition switch assembly. So that's basically what sends voltage to the either ECU or the TCM, and I'm pretty sure that's what's creating the Xmas Tree faults. Because if I jiggle the key, when I turn that key turns a rod that goes all the way through. It goes on and off. So hopefully that's it. So I'll take the assembly off. We'll just pop this plug out. See that plug there? Push that pin in and pull that out. There we go. It's now out. And there should be a bottom tab here, a tab on the top. Press those two in and it should just pull out. And there it is. You can see it on that pin there, just here. Comes out pretty much like that. Looks like it's a bit worn inside, but we'll swap over the new one and hopefully this fixes the issue. Now I've got both units here. They look very similar. Apparently this blue one's off a Ford and they're compatible, I'm told. They look very identical. That one even looks like it says Ford. But yeah, the part numbers line up. So I'll get this one in. Just a thing to note, I've taken this one out and it's pretty much, I guess, you want to say horizontal in this format. So this one will have to turn a bit anti-clockwise to make it exactly the same. So the bigger key section is there, the smaller keys to the left. This one here will have to turn that anti-clockwise about 45 degrees and it'll make that straight. Do that now. There you go, it's identical now. So we'll install that. Okay, everything seemed to go in pretty smoothly with that unit. I'll throw in the part number and eBay link in the comments, but yeah, pretty straightforward. No more than, say, 10 minutes to take the shroud off and click that in. Now the moment of truth. Let's actually get that fault again. Look at that. No fault. Beautiful. She's a winner. I just put these cover panels back on and that's another job done. The good old L320. Okay, so here's the the faulty unit that came out of it. That's in there, and then on the eBay, pretty straightforward. There's your number, the part number. It's actually, fits a Ford. Yeah, pretty cheap little part, easy to swap out, and I'll get that link in there for you.